Good morning, happy spring. My name is Chaplain Lauren Murdoch, and I am the director of Homebound Ministries, offering in-home pastoral care visits to the housebound and their caregivers in the greater Onondaga-Cayuga counties regions. It's been quite a season, hasn't it? But we do seem to be moving toward a new season with some new normals in place and some easing of the restrictions that we've been dealing with. But imagine if you didn't have the hope of a return to normal. If your quarantine didn't have an end date. Imagine if you were simply told that your home was now your world, that it would be a rare event to leave its walls. Imagine if attending church was only in your past. Imagine never joining with others in the remembrance of communion. Imagine thinking that every day left to you would look much the same as the rest, and all would be filled with a battle against loneliness, isolation, depression, and the fear that you were no longer useful to the God you once actively served. Or worse, imagine battling that loneliness and isolation with no relationship with a loving and caring God at all. Or imagine you're the caregiver or the family member for such a person, and you have voluntarily shrunk your own world to match theirs. You may long for your regular church fellowship and activities with your whole heart, even as you find some peace in knowing that you're doing the right thing. You wonder when it might end, and then you feel guilty for even thinking about that. But you share their loneliness and isolation, and you crave confirmation that God has not forgotten you as well. These are the people that Homebound Ministries seeks to serve. Premise is simple. When a person schedules a visit, I'm able to meet in their home and bring print resources such as Bibles and devotionals. I can offer help with online access to family or church, share communion with them, anoint them with oil and pray for healing, encourage them in their spiritual journey, and most importantly, pray both with and for them. I'm ready to share the gospel where needed or encourage the more mature believer in a difficult season. Every visit is as unique as the individual I am spending time with. This ministry grew out of a challenging season in my own life, caring for my elderly mother who has mobility issues and dementia. It was the hardest job I've ever taken on, and it gave me a first-person view of the isolation and loneliness experienced by both the homebound individual and their caregivers. Even before my mother moved to a different care arrangement, I was praying for ways to reach others in that same situation and asking God to show me how He could use this season in my life. And so Homebound Ministries was born earlier this year. I am currently directing Homebound Ministries as an Assemblies of God missionary chaplain, and as such, I keep at the forefront of every visit what the chaplaincy world refers to as the ministry of presence. It is, quite simply, being there. Sometimes to speak, sometimes to listen, always to do whatever it takes to make the person I'm serving feel less alone, less forgotten, and more aware of God's presence in their life. And I'm speaking with you today because I want to ask you to partner with me, because this is not just my ministry, it is an outreach to people you know and care about, to people in your churches and communities. And so I'm asking you to partner with me in prayer for the continued growth and strength of this ministry, because no human effort ever gets far without being surrounded and uplifted by prayer. And second, and this is so important, I'm asking you to partner with me in referrals. Would you do a mental run-through of the people in your world and ask God to bring to your mind and heart anyone you might know that would benefit from this ministry, whether it's an individual homebound through infirmity or mobility issues, or a caregiver in need of spiritual support and encouragement? Would you pass on our information and encourage them to schedule a visit? Or pass their contact info on to me, and I will make that connection. Our biggest challenge is that the people we're trying to reach are often not within easy reach. You may be the only one who knows of a lonely person in need of some pastoral care and spiritual encouragement. I'm relying on you to bridge that gap between our mission and those in need. Galatians 6:2 tells us to bear one another's burdens. In every visit, in every contact, it is my purpose and passion to share the weight of that person's burdens, if only for a little while. Thank you in advance for your willingness to share that burden with me by honoring these two requests. We do, of course, welcome financial support as well, as we have ongoing expenses, primarily for print resources, car maintenance and mileage, but prayer and especially referrals are what we truly need to help Homebound Ministries flourish and grow. We can be reached at our Facebook page as Homebound Ministries, via email at homeboundcny@gmail.com, or by phone or text at 315-224-3791. I also have print cards and flyers that I can provide you with if you have a place to distribute them. And I'm always happy to come speak to your group or church about our ministry and the bigger issues that we're attempting to address. All that information is on our Facebook page, as well as in the comments section for this video as well. Thank you again for your interest and support. A big thank you to Hope is Alive for graciously sharing our information, and please consider those referrals and contact me so we can make those connections. Thank you.